In this video, I want to talk about the thing that I realized, that I found after having learned the Georgian language. I have been learning Georgian for more than 8 years, I think longer than that. And sometimes I have to admit that sometimes I feel like, okay, maybe I didn't need to learn Georgian or something. But let me say this. After having studied Georgian and working with using Georgian and having studied and finished my master's degree in Georgian, by the way, I realized that there's a saying, right? Language is a tool. And I'm 100% agree with that. But at the same time, I want to add that language is a key to myself, new to the new society and to the new life. I want to just share with you why I think that way, why I found this way. First of all, English, if you've been here in Georgia, in Tbilisi, especially in Tbilisi, a lot of people speak English. Sometimes like very fluently, like native level. Sometimes like basic conversational levels or something. But I don't think you would have a lot of problems in terms of communication because of not knowing Georgian. You can actually, a lot of foreigners study in Georgia, in Georgian universities in English. You will find a lot of expats working in Tbilisi, in Georgia, using English again. And you can actually go to cafes, restaurants, and shops, and just live normally without like any major problems, without knowing any Georgian. But still, of course, English is very useful. But at the same time, I really think that the decision that I made learning Georgian 8 years ago was a part of, I think, a treasure for my life. The reason let me just share with you why I think that way. Why I think that the language I found through having learned Georgian, I found that the language is a key to myself, to the society, new society, and to the life. Is that first of all, language is key to myself, to new me, I would say, because I've learning the Georgian by myself without any sensei. My friends actually have been helping me and help me as well, and will help me in improving my Georgian. But basically, I'm just self-teaching. And I finished, as I told you, I finished my master's degree in linguistics in Georgian with other Georgian students. No exceptions or something. I enrolled in the master's degree programs, having taken the entrance exams in Georgian with other Georgian students, and did a lot of works in using Georgian language. So I would say that this Georgian language is a part of myself. I think when I would introduce myself, I would say that hi, my name is Jose. My career, my academic backgrounds and stuff, and also I think I would say that I've learned this language, Georgian, in Georgia by myself, and it's a part of myself. So I would say that this is Georgia is a part of my identity now, which kind of makes me different from other people. And also, new key language is a key to the new society. Is that since I speak Georgian, when I talk to Georgian people in their language, in their first language, Georgian, I think the way people welcome me is quite different. Of course, I can kind of communicate. They can communicate with me in English, but I feel like they're glad that I've been through kind of how to say the difficulty of Georgian language for 8 years or something. But I think the way that I communicate with the people in Georgian, with the Georgian people in Georgian, it's quite different from communication in English with the Georgian people. In Tbilisi, there are lots of people, especially younger generation, speaks very good English. But if you go to regions or the other generations don't really speak English. In that case, the language that we share is Georgian, and they welcome me so kind of warmly, and it gives me the new doors to go to visit the new societies. Those who know English have different kinds of academic backgrounds or social backgrounds. Those who don't really speak English, they also have different backgrounds, etc., etc. And because I've learned Georgian, I'm learning Georgian, I'm still improving it. The social spheres that I have access to in Georgia is quite wider than people who speak the other expats or foreigners living here in Tbilisi. And because of that, I realized I learned a lot of things from Georgian people from different backgrounds, which gives you also new experience and knowledge, which is very precious. And also, the third thing, the language is a key to the new life, is that I don't know how to describe this, but as I mentioned, I've decided to learn Georgian 8 years ago because at that time a lot of somehow people told me that Georgian is quite difficult. And I was like, okay, if that difficult the language is, I want to try and challenge myself. And then I decided to come here 8 years ago, and started to learn the Georgian language by myself, and kind of started my career in relation with Georgian knowledge. Sometimes I kind of compare myself. Sometimes I think if I haven't had learned Georgian and stayed in Japan and started a career, what kind of career and what kind of life would I have? It's all about my effort. It's all about my challenge, I think. Decided to learn Georgian, establish my careers, and it's still going on. And it just gives me a new life. And I don't think I would have been able to walked on the same path if I spoke only English, if I spoke only Japanese, if I haven't had learned Georgian. So that's the reason I feel like I realized that that's the thing that I realized after having learned Georgian language 8 years. Language is a key to myself, new society, and new life. There are two persons who gave me a lot of influence. I haven't met in person, but I've read a lot of books and documentary films and stuff. The first person is Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa. He unfortunately passed away quite a long time ago, but one of the quotes that is very attractive for me is that according to him, if we speak the language that we know each other, your words go to his or her brain. But if you speak the language that he or she speaks as the mother tongue, your words you're saying will go to their hearts. And I really think that way, actually. I can communicate with the Georgian people in English, but I think the how I can express myself, how I convey my feelings and information to Georgian people would be very different in between English and Georgian. And also there's another American linguist whose name is Daniel Everett, he was a linguist and researcher and actually missionary, who was doing a research on studying and doing a research on a language named Pidaha in Amazon in Brazil, actually. And he he wrote that he wrote like this: I want to learn a language in the environment where it's spoken. Of course, studying the language itself completely separated from the context, cultural and societal context is also possible, and you can find many interesting facts. But I want to learn the language where it is spoken in the society and in the culture, and I will find more interesting factors and facts. And I really totally think that way. Studying Georgian itself, like in a pure linguistics perspective, is also possible, and it will be very interesting. But at the same time, I really like it how Georgian people see their own language and how they kind of convene their the language of the history of the language, and how they use the language, and sometimes they switch language, actually English and Georgian and other languages, but how they think of their mother tongue, and etc., and how they use it in a culture and a social context. It's very, very interesting for me. I'm not saying that everyone who comes to Georgia or who lives in Georgia must learn Georgian or something. This is just my opinion, and I don't try to persuade others to learn Georgian. And I don't think that having learned Georgian and being able to speak Georgian is like a very exceptional thing or something. Everyone's different. But this is the thing that I realized after having learned Georgian for 8 years, and I think I will find new things furthermore ahead. English, which is a lingua franca at this moment, and also AI, which is developing, and I think developing furthermore, I don't think we'll be able to kind of replace the things that my experience that I gained, that I got by myself, and I think thanks to my own decision, thanks to my friends who have been helping me, supporting me in improving my Georgian language and other languages as well. First of all, as I told you, I found myself new one, and also it just helped me to open up the the doors to the new societies and new environments, and then also it gave me a new view, different views in my life. This is the thing. This is a language, a tool, but at the same time, this language is a very important key to identity, society, and life. This is the thing that I realized. This is the thing that I learned, which will be is already my treasure for my life. So yeah, this is the thing that I learned. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. またね。